I just hope he takes care of himself, Pat, because think about it, you're going after Big Pharma is no joke. The food is no joke. And I think the reaction of the American people and these institutions, like some people are getting mad, like he's going to come in and change the fries and and it's like, it's almost as if they have Stockholm syndrome where they've fallen in love with the abuser, which is the government and everything, and now they're defending these people.
We're addicted.
They're addicted to it. If you try to take Ozempic or any of this stuff away from people, they're going to lose their minds.
By the way, here's what's wild. This is Bobby, RF Kennedy Jr., right?
Yep.
You know on what show? With Morning Joe.
Really?
Back in the days.
What year is it?
Scarborough Country, okay, with MSNBC. And they're talking about autism. By the way, you could do this back then. You couldn't do it during COVID. God forbid you brought it up. I don't know how many, if I was to tell you we got 5 strikes on YouTube on autism, I'm giving you a low number. And I think 3 of them I got because I had him on multiple times and a couple other guys. If you even had the dispute or the argument 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, YouTube was not having it. Rob, play this clip here from them having a conversation. I don't know what year this is, Rob, if you can tell us what year this is, but it's quite a while ago. Go ahead.
My son, born in 1991, has a slight form of autism called Asperger's. But it seems, and again, when I was practicing law, and also when I was in Congress, parents would constantly come to me, and they'd bring me videotapes of their children, and they were all around the age of my son or younger.
The generation
something happened in 1989.
Exactly. The generation. What happened was the vaccine schedule was increased. We went up from receiving about 10 vaccines in our generation to these kids received 24 vaccines, and they all had this thimerosal and this mercury.
Way more now.
And nobody bothered to do an analysis of what the cumulative impact of all that mercury was doing to kids. As it turns out, we are injecting our children with 400 times the amount of mercury that FDA or EPA considers safe. A child on his first day that he's born is injected with a hepatitis B shot. Under EPA guidelines, he would have to be 275 pounds to safely absorb that shot.
And yet we're just constantly pumping our kids with these vaccines.
Look at him.
What happened to Joe?
What happened was that in 1988.
Now, pause that, Rob. Wow. And if you can do me a favor, Rob, with this is a perfect transition into it. If you can go to Morning Joe, the clip that's on Twitter, if you go onto my account, the one that shows it before and after, Rob, the ones that are right next to each other, just go on Twitter, you'll see both. A clip came out that was perfect because you can see them, how they were speaking about it then, and how they're speaking about Trump now. If you can make this bigger up so we can all see it, perfect. Go ahead and play this clip. Watch this, folks.
He says that the news network that is most critical of him should be taken off the air. This is not a reach. I could go back and talk about Nazi Germany, and I do it without any concerns whatsoever. And if people can't start drawing the parallels, well, you're just stupid, or you have your head in the sand, or you're one of them.
Over the past week, Joe and I have heard from so many people, from political leaders to regular citizens, deeply dismayed by several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. Look at Joe's face. Spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly
disagree. Just go 2 tweets down, by the way. Are they doing this because they just want to go a little bit lower, Rob? Yeah, if we can just go lower, and right there. This is from Glenn Greenwald, okay, that just came out. Lots of articles on that. MSNBC audience has completely collapsed, disappeared. Once Kamala lost, and the got disillusioned, but the full extent is shocking. The primetime show can't even get 75,000 people watching in their key demos. Weekend won't even do 30,000. Click on this thing so we can see it, Rob. If you can zoom in a little bit so we can see both.
You can triple MSNBC and CNN together, and it doesn't equal Fox.
You can triple CNN and MSNBC together, and it doesn't equal Fox.
Correct.
That makes sense right there. If you put Melbourne Blitzer, 130 times 3 is 390. That still doesn't beat Brett Baer. You take Rita Burnett.
Waters. Look at Waters.
Waters is 568, so 150, 160. Nope, it's 480. It still doesn't beat it. And that's Hayes and Cooper. Keep going lower. I mean, Tom, when you look at these numbers, 62. Where is Morning Joe?
That's just prime time right there.
That's prime time is what it's showing. Got it. What do these numbers, when this happens, I'm curious,